Good morning. Wait, good afternoon. It's weather here, Gainesville, Florida, Ian Woods, and it is 12:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Eastern Standard Time, almost daylight time. And it's a beautiful day here in Gainesville. Temperature is 73 degrees with relatively low humidity and relatively high levels of pollen in the air. If you're enjoying some nice sneezing and coughing, mostly sneezing, just know that it'll happen for the next few weeks. Well, let's get on with the weather. I'm going to show you what we have going on. And as you can see, let's look at the national weather map across the United States. And if you can see this, you can see definitely clearly see how the jet stream is oriented across the United States. We have basically a ridge over Texas and the desert Southwest. We see temperatures in the low 80s and even upper 80s across South Texas. And then quite a contrast. You see how this almost a dip shape right here, like a trough. It is. That's exactly what it is. You can see where the trough is in the jet stream. It extends down all the way from basically Alberta, going down southeasterly through the upper Midwest, going down to Tennessee, and you can see how it goes back up, going up towards New Jersey and Massachusetts, and then everything north of that area is unusually cold. Well, maybe 31 degrees in Minneapolis isn't unusually cold for this time of the year, so that's a place that stays cold at least 5 months out of the year. But you can see it's definitely cold across the Great Lakes region, the upper Midwest, and this troughing pattern will probably stay in place for a few more days. One place that's going to stay nice and warm is going to be Florida, South Georgia, South Alabama, and along the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of North America. And we can see here, let's go over to another map here. I want to give you an idea of what's graphically going on and why did that happen? Hold on a second. Okay. Well, I guess it's not going to let me zoom in. So here, let me just show you right here. You can see the weak little low pressure system that was across the central Gulf. It's not producing any rain for anybody. In fact, we have high pressure over Florida, which is why it's so sunny and nice here in Florida. We have couple of dry cold fronts, and the reason I call them dry is because there's no precipitation, no rain associated with them. And that's why this is the boundary line, honestly, that I was just talking about, going from Montana all the way down to Kentucky, and then swinging back up to the northeast, where we do have some snow coming down across upstate New York, northwestern Pennsylvania, and greater like northern part of New England. And then we have some showery weather along the west coast of the US from about Monterey, California, up through the Bay Area, all the way up to the Puget Sound of Western Washington. And everywhere else in the Mid-South, across HEB country here in Texas, going to be perfectly nice, partly cloudy weather. Very nice weather across the Southeast. The only weather area that's going to be inclement is on the West Coast and in the Northeast. Um, and while there's no tropical activity going on right now in the Northern Hemisphere, different story in the Southern Hemisphere, as we do have a tropical cyclone, Alfred, or actually it's just Cyclone Alfred. It's off the coast of Queensland, Australia, about 300 to 400 miles off the coast with the center of the storm, with some blustery winds, high waves, and also some local coastal flooding along those regions. And we're going to go right on down here to the land down under. And let me change just 1 second. Calibrating, changing to Australian accent. Good day. Let's go down to the land down under here and let's just look at the tropical satellite here. And as you can see, oh yes, and here is the evidence of Tropical Cyclone Alfred, and it's just spinning off the coast here of Australia. And as you can see down here, New South Wales, weather is partly cloudy. Got a couple of passing showers. Down here across southern Victoria, particularly almost as far north and west as Adelaide. Across the central part of the continent, we have sunny, hot weather. Alice Springs, Australia, quite hot. Down here in Perth, it's also quite hot. And typical hot, humid weather up along the northern part of the country. Here in what's the town called? Darwin. And Darwin's typically hot and humid as usual. Let's look at the most recent satellite image here. And let's see here. Oh, he's going to let me. I just don't know. Um, and here we go. Look at the infrared satellite image here. and put this into motion here. As you can see, Tropical Cyclone Alfred is moving to the southwest a little bit. It will straighten out and move eventually to the southeast. However, high pressure to the south may actually push the storm back to the coast, and we could get some stormy weather in the southern Queensland and the region around Brisbane up towards Bundaberg and a few other areas. All right, enough of the Australian accent. I can't really do it too well. But anyway, as you can see, in the land down under, they got a tropical cyclone that's pretty powerful looking. It's category three. And that's not the only place that's dealing with a cyclonic storm. It's also the Indian Ocean, I believe, has a storm going on. And let's go see if we can find that together here. Here. Oh, yes, yes, we can have a see. Here's tropical cyclone Alfred right here off of Queensland, Australia. And then here's tropical cyclone Hanvi, which impacted southern Madagascar. Very, very strong storm. You can see the eye right there. And here's another tropical cyclone 22S, Garance. It's east of Madagascar. So the southern hemisphere has got some tropical activity. Another tropical cyclone is out here. Actually, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, you can clearly see the cloud patterns. It's summertime down here. Just actually, it just became meteorological fall or autumn in the southern hemisphere. So that's typically the type of weather we would see around the United States, Japan, and Hawaii in like late September. Actually, no, early September. So it's just flipped of what we are. So anyway, that's the weather right now. I